Oyibo Rebel, also known as Ferris Bulos, how far? Your African Oyibo, live and direct from Pulse TV. Let's go. Oju Mi Bloody. Hey, that's exactly what we wanted. Can't complain. We're very happy. And obviously, we want you to share it to as many people as you can. Spread the love, spread the word. You have a African giant, and we both African giant in the game right now, coming out to really take names. That's funny that you mentioned that, because Oyibo Rebel came from that. So the whole point was to debunk the whole Oyibo negative connotations, and we're rebelling against those, common stereotypes, and showing that no, that you actually have some African, white people that are out here that are actually very, very indulged and very deep into the culture. Like myself, I'm a fourth generation African. My grandmother was born in Ivory Coast, and my mother was born in Burkina Faso. And I myself grew up in Nigeria, and I've lived here for over 26 years.
I be African man original.
I was born in Yankee, in Houston, Texas. I came to Nigeria when I was 5 years old. A bit of a culture shock. You come from America, where everything is just a bit different. You have McDonald's and all this nice, and you come to Nigeria, it's just a ruffian place. Lagos, just hectic. For me, Nigeria is where I spent the most of my, my childhood and most of my life. So definitely this is my base. It's Faris. Yes, Faris Bulos. We are Lebanese and French. My dad is Lebanese and my mom is French. The only things that were a bit different, at that time, Lagos, for kids at least, some fun things, like cinemas or things like that, we're not so around. Even TV at the time, we were very limited to what we had. We had we had NTA and stuff like that. Cartoon Network was not in the country yet. Small things. I mean, first world problems. The family business. My father has a company called SCOA. Yes, Scoa Motors. And that's it. Since then we've been here. And my mother has a company called SPAN, Society for the Performing Arts in Nigeria, for dance and acting and musicians alike. They can know everybody in my family, full-blown Nigerians, fully integrated. People love to ask me this question. Obviously we love, I love jollof, and Nigerian jollof over any day, over any jollof out there, just know, And then I love egusi. That's for me. Egusi, and some eba. I'm very okay with that. Oh, it depends now. Breakfast foods as well, fried jam with egg, I love that. Or even, I don't know if this is too Nigerian, like egg and sardines, with tomato. I love that. It's a bit Nigerian, right? Ooh, so I gotta get bread, man, I grew up, I grew up eating all these foods. I always wanted to, that's as a kid. And even as a teenager, I always wanted to, paint Lagos red and do things that other kids were not doing. So, I would take my bike, and obviously, maybe, although it was on the island, I would just start riding everywhere. I grew up in Ikoyi.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used to take my bike even on Falomo Bridge. People would say, what's this kid doing, man? It's small guy just riding bike for main bridge like this, Yeah, so. You know what? The most moments like that, they come when you're negotiating. We have a lot of business here in Lagos. So whether it's a business exchange for you're buying, sunglasses, or back in the day the VCD and DVD and all that. That was always my way of saying, guy, I beg, don't try me like that. I'm a real Nigerian guy. So they will call price, and obviously the prices and stuff. So it's cool, and then you end up laughing about it. That's the best thing at the end. Is that everybody starts laughing. Say, okay,
I don't do you like that.
I thought they don't fit me like that now. They can't try that now. I've been venturing in music since I was when I was 13. I started off a bit. I jumped into Fela's music. So Afrobeat was something very close to my heart. I used to go to the shrine just at the age of 16. We used to just go there and hang out all the time, and see Femi perform and see him practice. And we just have, I just have all the albums in my car, just playing over and over. And I actually started more on an acting side. I wrote a play about a one-man show about Fela, which I called Abamieda and the Curse of the Black Gold, a fictional story. Very, very lovely, because I was obsessed with the energy of Fela, yes, and what he stood for, And Anikulakpo, I have death in my pouch, this whole concept, man. It took me by storm. In Los Angeles, where I went to university, that's where I started making music, and I had a song at that time called Oyibo Rebel. At that time, my stage name was Farastafari. Farastafari. No, that's why they call me the Rasta No Dreads. Yeah. And I got the name. We used to go to Takwa a lot and have many Rasta man there. I got man for that place. So let me tell you, they know me very well, guys. If you are seeing me, it's your boy. So we would sit there with the Rastas, chilling, playing music and all that, and we would be singing with them. And just one day they gave me my name like that. They said, "Okay, your name from now on is Farastafari."
Well, you guys was having in the spirit at the time.
Oh boy, hey! Oh, we don't like beans, man. I said. When you're a small kid now. Yeah, definitely. Like a real buku. Oh shit. Yeah, it's some deep Yoruba. The whole point, what we, as an artist, after 10 to 12 years, trying to understand my craft, trying to understand what will really bring shock value and entertainment, which is, as an actor, as a rapper, that's always been my end goal. It was to capture the hearts, and the minds of a person, and really just give them something that's never been seen. So for this one, for Oju Mi Bloody, my producer and I, Tiwizi, when we met, we said, okay, you know what, we have done music before, we put some pidgin inside. It was not really, it picked up. This was back in 2012. I had a song called One Day by Farastafari. I was the first Oyibo guy to ever film music video in Ebute Meta. I saw it till day. They did not have anybody like that. You can go and check everywhere, I promise you. Last year, when I came back to Lagos after living in London, I was gone for almost 12 years. Yes, but always coming back, on Christmas and summers and all this. We'd always come back to Lagos because this is where my family is. So we came back and then we said we are going to really shock people. And I told them I want to make a song that's just in Yoruba. The majority of my verse will be spitting in Yoruba, so we can use this aggression, this acting, all this training that I've had to create something, a monster, I felt I worked with Kobams. Yeah. That's who I used to work with. That's who produced 5 songs that we had launched into the market back in 2012. So now we're just back, and we've learned from our fails, we've learned from our highs and lows, and we're here to release a pure Afrobeat project, as Oyibo Rebel, and I want to make sure we stick, so that I find my place, as Eminem did, as a token white guy for this market. When I was in LA, I started my BA in liberal arts, but I did a 2-year degree called an associates in arts, where you do all, you venture into all areas of the liberal arts. But I concentrated in theater. That's where I did the show about Fela Kuti. And so there, my main focus was, as an actor and an artist, was to build my craft and to really hone, everything that has to do with intention, with determination, perseverance, persistence, and steadfast belief. So that's why I wrote that show. As well, when I was there in LA, it was nice because I got to share, Nigerian culture as a white guy, and people were very shocked about this. Like, how is this guy doing a one-man show? He's playing a mama, he's playing a fella, he's playing the president, he's playing this, that, all in one go. This white kid from where, man? How? because they don't, it's an anomaly. It's not something that you see every day. But you'll be surprised, in Lagos we have many of us. We have many of us, so it's not. I was definitely acting. I was in a few projects. I did some commercials, and I even got featured in a big film. Yes, so I was featured in Fantastic Beasts Part Two. There's a French cafe scene that I made it, and I was releasing music at the time as well, but the music was not translated because I'm not from London. So finally, me and my team from there, we said, guy, someone called me, they said, guy, your Jesus is in Nigeria. He said, guy, come, he said, your Jesus is in Nigeria.
Who did that?
One producer friend of mine. He said, just come back, my friend. Stop wasting time over there. Why are you wasting time? At that time, it was a lot of the Mohawk guys. So Dibanj and One Day, I love One Day's music, and Timaya, But most of those guys, for sure, that's what I was listening to. I'm also like infamously known outside of the nightclubs in the island to sing Fela in the streets. I'll be there singing with all the street boys. Just, and this is after we're ginger, we don't shy out. We'll be there in the street singing all the songs. That's it came about in May of last year. So we came up with the idea. We said, we're gonna do this thing. It's gonna shock. We're gonna make sure that it's something that's hard, that's streets. Incorporate my rapping into with we wanted to do something that had something that would remind you of that green. So that's why the beat itself has the boom boom ka ka boom ka boom boom ka. So that's where we started it from. Once we got into the studio, I had the idea that, okay, I want to set myself as like the African Eminem, the Niger, Actually, it's funny because even I just remember it now. I used to also have a nickname back in town when I was 14 years old. They used to call me Eminem Boy. And many of the bouncers in town, they still call me Eminem Boy till today, Because I'll walk around, when Silverbed just open, I'll walk around with big chain and do-rag. And so I've always been a fan of this, everything hip-hop and urban, We recorded the song late last year. I produced a whole album. So we have a 16 song with 2 bonus tracks album that's already ready. Half of it is my usual style, which is American boom bap with R&B and even there's some funk into it. Yes, that's it. So half the project is all Nigerian, purely. I'm working with a lot of great people on that one. I'm working with Tiwizi and Killer Tunes, just to mention. So we have some tunes. We have some mad jams coming out with Killer Tunes as well. You can just expect that, and some other features. You can expect a feature with Scales, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe. Yeah, that one is a mad jam as well, though. Where, Niger?
Yeah,
No. I've never felt as a night out there at all. Because I know how to burn my face. I know how to, to really. Why now? Me, I touch on naked wire, I beg. No, I'm a rude boy, boy Agberu. Guy, I must walk and stand tall anywhere I go here. Trust. No, I've been through some things, I don't pay my dues here, I beg. Don't be small thing, guy. Don't be afraid. I'm doing this rap music. Know that I have some. I get pepper for my soul. I get ginger for everyone. I swear. I've never been a guy to push around. My energy is a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure. It will be in Yoruba again. That's it. And I expect it more now that we've seen the reception. We're gonna do it way more. And just know that we're gonna come in and give you something else. Something that's gonna be saucy or something that's gonna be tight. So in that verse, me and my producer worked tightly on producing the best mix of American, pidgin, and Yoruba all together. So obviously we wanted to present it. when you look at the verse, it goes Oyibo Rebel, Oyibo Rebel, Oyibo to fine to aduebu. That one was just the opening as an intro of who I am, you know. And then I started writing as well, using some of the Yoruba words I know, and we then edited it. You know, actually, we had a complete other first verse, and once we got Chinko and Miss Kiss on the verse, I was like, fam, this thing is too hard, you know. Hey, I must really come in, you know. I had two verses on the track, so we mixed them together, and I definitely wanted to put that funny likability with the African Eminem now, you know, ho. Oh no, this rapper took my girl on the low low. I wanted to put it all like a bit like the real Slim Shady, you know. I wanted to do something about jazz, you know. So I was talking to them about how can we show them the, you know, so Beji number one. Because I want to show them I'm a magician now. This will not be film trick now. Now real underground spiritual game we're bringing you, you know. You know what? I have good connections. I have good friends, you know, in the game, and they said we started listening to some of the music. Obviously, we looked at many people, you know. We wanted Olamide. That was the first person we thought about, you know. I think he wasn't in the country at the time, and we were trying to get in contact. It was in the summer. I think he was not around. He was having a baby, right? Yeah. So. Tiwizi is close friends with Chinko and Miss Kiss. So immediately he called them up. He's like, look at this track that we have. He didn't even tell them I'm an Oyibo guy. He just said, listen to the track. How do you feel? He said, wow, we like the track, you know. And he told them, you know, he's an Oyibo guy. You know. They're like, no, fam, what's going on?